Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast, special edition series. This is part 6 of the 2024 college football predictions. Now I'm going to predict the college football playoff and how it's going to play out, Heisman, and then I'm going to do some futures at the end. So my college football playoff, my 1 seed, your SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs. Your 2 seed, Big Ten champion Ohio State. 3 seed, ACC champion Miami. 4 seed, Big 12 champion Oklahoma State. 5 seed, at-large SEC Texas. 6 seed, at-large Notre Dame. 7 seed, at-large Oregon. 8 seed, at-large Penn State. 9 seed, at-large Alabama. 10 seed, at-large Virginia Tech. 11 seed, Group of 5 Boise State. And 12 seed, I have at-large Kansas State. So that's my top 12. So first round. So first one, 12 seed Kansas State against 5 seed Texas. Texas moved to the SEC, so it's a little Big 12 reunion here. Texas is better built for big games now, so I'm going to say Texas over Kansas State. 11 seed Boise State against 6 seed Notre Dame. Boise State I have is the best Group of 5 team this season. Notre Dame is absolutely loaded everywhere. It's unfortunate that they cannot be a top 4 seed, but I think that they'll be in the mix. And I think that they're going to get it done there. 10 seed Virginia Tech against 7 seed Oregon. I think this is the blowout of the first round. Oregon is just way better than Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's in there with like a wide open ACC being the runners-up. So I'm going to go with Oregon in a blowout. And then 9 seed Alabama against 8 seed Penn State. This is a fun first round game. I think the difference in this one is Jalen Milroe's big game experience. So I'm actually going to go with 9 seed Alabama over 8 seed Penn State. And Alabama will probably be favored in that game too, if that were to be the case. Quarterfinals, 9 seed Alabama against 1 seed Georgia. Rematch of the SEC title game from last season and several seasons, and then this matchup will also be played this season in Tuscaloosa. But this game, I think, would in theory be either at Athens or as a bowl game. But anyway, Carson Beck and Georgia have a better roster than Alabama, and they're obviously still in like a transition period with Kalen DeBoer. So I'm going to go with Georgia in that one. So the quarterfinals is the Fiesta Bowl, the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl are the quarterfinals. The semifinals are the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl. The title game's January 20th, which is really late. And then the first round would be one night, like Friday night on the 20th on ABC and ESPN. The 21st of December on TNT at 12 and 4, and 8 o'clock on ABC and ESPN on December 21st. So that'd be the first round. So it's one weekend and it's a break, and then a little over a week, and then the 20th is the title game, so that's like a week and a half. So next, 5 seed Texas against 4 seed Oklahoma State, yet another former Big 12 foe for the Longhorns. I think the Longhorns are going to get by Oklahoma State here. Oklahoma State's a good team, but I don't think they're built for the playoff, and Texas is with the experience of Quinn Ewers, and they have a coaching advantage arguably too. Now, because Mike Gundy is a good regular season coach, but I don't know how he would fare against Sarkisian in a big spot with Quinn Ewers. So I'm going to go with Texans over Oklahoma State, the 5 over the 4. 6 seed Notre Dame against 3 seed Miami. This is a good ratings game between two teams that I think are going to be really good this year. I think the difference in this game is Cameron Ward. I think he's the better quarterback over Riley Leonard. Notre Dame tends to flop against superior teams on a stage like this, so I'm going with Miami for Notre Dame. And 7-seed Oregon against 2-seed Ohio State. Great game. Big Ten title game rematch. Ryan Day against Dane Lanning. And then you have Dylan Gabriel against Will Howard with all the talent on both sides. I think the difference here is Gabriel. I really do. I'm not the biggest Will Howard fan. So I think this is our upset. So I'm going to go with 7-seed Oregon upsetting 2-seed Ohio State. So Ohio State 1 and done, and you're going to be hearing Ryan Day rumors about his on fire thing. Semifinals, 5-seed Texas against 1-seed Georgia. So the SEC title game, and then this matchup already happened, would have happened in the regular season as well. I think for the second time in a row, Georgia takes down Texas. The big game experience on that team, and Kirby Smart's the best coach in the country. So I'm going to go with 1-seed Georgia against the 5-seed Texas. And then 7-seed Oregon against 3-seed Miami. This is a fun one. Miami with Cam Ward and Gabriel on Oregon. And I think that Oregon, you can make a case, is a better team than Miami. So I'm going to go with the 7-seed Oregon over the 3-seed Miami. And then your national championship game, 7-seed Oregon against 1-seed Georgia. I know a lot of people are probably thinking you're going to go with Ohio State, Georgia. That's just a consensus, but nope. I know I want to have a different team in there, but Oregon shouldn't be a surprise, like that big of a surprise. I mean, it might be a mild surprise to some, but especially being in year one, the Big Ten, but that's a loaded team led by Dylan Gabriel and a coach that really has exceeded my expectations in Dan Lanning. And then Kirby Smart is the new Nick Saban of this sport, and Georgia is the new Alabama. I've said that for a while now, and I think it's going to continue. I think the Georgia Bulldogs will be your 2024-25 national champions. So I'm going to go with 1-seed Georgia over 7-seed Oregon. All right, Heisman Trophy. My pick for this award, I'm going to go with Cam Ward of Miami. I think that he's going to rack up his stats against the competition he's going to face. They're going to be in a lot of primetime games. I only have them losing one game all season. I don't think it needs to be hit on more the fact that he's such a big upgrade over Tyler Van Dyke. And Cristobal finally is a good quarterback. And Cam Ward's going to lead Miami to an ACC title, 11-1 season. So I'm going to go Cam Ward for the Heisman. My runner-up, I'm going to go with Dylan Gabriel of Oregon. I love Dylan Gabriel. I think he's going to put up video game numbers this season as well, but it's going to be a really close race between him and Cam Ward. I'm also going to go with Jalen Daniels of Kansas as a nominee. As I mentioned earlier, as my Big 12 Bowl prediction, I said that Jalen Daniels was going to be a Heisman candidate or Heisman finalist in New York. And what's going to hurt him is that they're not in the playoff. And then my last Heisman candidate, I am going to go with Carson Beck, who I think is going to be really good this season for Georgia. and he's going to try to solidify himself as the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 draft. And I mean, who the hell knows? I don't want to step on the football, but if a quarterback needy team is not in the number 1 spot, then that team could trade out, and the team could trade out for Carson Beck. I really like Carson Beck, and I think he's better than most of the quarterbacks that got drafted this past April. All right, now I want to do some futures. I'm going to start with national title futures. Which is weird right now is that the odds won't show up. So I just want to do Natty odds and the Heisman odds. That's it. This is a postseason-based part of the show. I mean, I wanted to do bowl projections, but I didn't have time to do that. The favorite is Georgia plus 280. Ohio State is 4-1. Oregon's plus 650. Texas is plus 850. Bama's 14-1. So is Ole Miss, who I thought about picking the playoff. Notre Dame's 18-1. LSU, Penn State are 20. Michigan's 30. Missouri, Tennessee 35. A&M, Clemson, Miami 40. Utah 55. Florida State, Oklahoma, Kansas State 80. Then it drops. My long shot value pick is Miami at 40-1. I have them in the semifinal, for crying out loud. So, Miami at 40-1 is my long shot. Oklahoma State is 250-1. That's just a fun long shot as well. Virginia Tech's 200. So, I'm giving out a couple value plays. Bama at 14-1. I have Bama in the quarterfinals. I would like Bama more if they were over 15-1. Same for Notre Dame. Penn State 20 is interesting. But I think there is value at Texas at plus 850 in terms of the shorter odds value. So, shorter odds value, Texas plus 850. My other favorites, Miami at 40. SMU 200 is very interesting because I have them going 11-1, but I don't have them in the playoff. Virginia Tech 200. Oklahoma State 250. So, Heisman. The favorite is Dylan Gabriel at 6-1. Carson Beck's plus 850. Quinn Ewers, Will Howard, Nico Amaleva, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, all 14-1. Garrett Newsomere of LSU is 20-1. The overrated Colorado duo is 25-1. They have no business being 25-1. They should be like 100-1 because Colorado freaking sucks. Avery Johnson, Drew Aller, Jackson Arnold, Cam Rising, Brady Cook, Riley Leonard, Miller Moss, all 30. 35-1 is Jalen Daniels, Connor Weigman. 40-1 Noah Fafita. 50-1 Cade Klubnik, KJ Jefferson. 60-1 Kyron Drones, DJ Ugalele. 65-1 Luther Burden. 75-1 is Ollie Gordon of Oklahoma State. I like Ollie Gordon for like a value play at 75-1 because he's the best player on Oklahoma State, and I think that's a playoff team. But there's value on Cam Ward at 14-1. That's my guy to win it. Milroe's interesting. Another guy that I think is interesting is, of course, Jalen Daniels at 35-1 because I have him as a finalist. I have a future on Klubnik. I don't remember the number I got him at. Travion Henderson's a fun long shot at 120-1. Get Graham Mertz out of my face, 150-1. Jeez. Ashton Genty, Boise State's fun at 150-1 because I think that's a playoff team. Tyler Show at Louisville's 180-1. And where's Garrett Green of West Virginia's 200-1. That's a fun long shot one that I like. If West Virginia's good and they pick off some teams like Penn State and other conference rivals. Seth Hennigan at Memphis 250-1 is interesting. Haynes King, Georgia Tech 250-1. But I don't think they're going to be good. Zakaria Branch 300-1 USC, but I don't think they're going to be good. So now we're getting into some weird names. College football playoff. I don't want to go over all the odds of this, but any fun long shots? Where's Oklahoma State? 7-1. I like that one. Virginia Tech's 8-1. I like that. Any double digit ones that are interesting. West Virginia 13-1, a little bit. James Madison 25-1's very interesting. What about Miami of Ohio 25-1? Western Michigan, like the group of 5 ones where the value is 130-1. Whew. What about Boise? 4-1. That's a good one. But Liberty's the favorite in terms of group of 5 teams at plus 390. So Memphis is 5-1. Louisville's 5-1. That's a little interesting, but I think their schedule's a little hard. Kansas is 7. So yeah, my favorite value one is Oklahoma State at 7-1 to make the college football playoffs. All right, so there you have it for my 2024 college football season predictions. So I'm going to look back at this at the end of the year and see how I do.